Now that we're finished with friendly letters, I want to talk about business letters. So we want to start with why we write business letters in the first place. There are some reasons we write business letters. Sometimes we'd like to make a request. We would like to offer our opinion. We want to persuade or convince someone to do something. Or we just write to ask someone a question. Okay, so there are some forms that a business letter can look like. Now remember that in a friendly letter, you could have had a postcard, you could have had a greeting card, an invitation. There were many forms of a friendly letter. Let's see if you can tell the difference between a business letter and a friendly letter. So it can look like a letter of request to a business, individual, nonprofit group, or school official. It could look like a letter to the editor of a local newspaper. And it can look like a letter to a school or government official. What is the one common thread on this page? They're all letters. Okay, we're not writing postcards, we're not writing greeting cards, and we don't write an invitation. A business letter is a letter. So in a business letter, it's more formal or serious. Okay, we want to be taken seriously. So we're not going to say, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. We're going to speak formally and we're going to write formally. We're very serious. And we talk about one thing. Okay, in our friendly letter, we talked about many things and you separated the ideas with paragraphs. In a business letter, we're going to have one main goal. It will still be paragraphs, but we're only going to talk about the one thing. Okay, and like a friendly letter, we're going to be using the full block style, which means everything is going to be along the left-hand side margin. This makes it a lot simpler. In one of the tip sheets that I've included with this, they do have a modified block, but we're going to be using full block. It's just a lot simpler. Okay, there are 7 parts of a business letter, and some of them you already know. So our return address is our address, and this time it includes the date. And then you need to know the inside address of whom you're writing to. So in the example I'm going to show you, I'm going to write to the Apple Store at Southgate, so I had to look up their address. If you're writing to another company such as Walmart, you would have to look up their address, and it's easy enough to look up addresses on the internet, and I want you to use real addresses. Our salutation, which is our greeting, the body of the letter, our closing, our signature, and your signature includes your first and last name typed or printed, and I'll show you how that's done. So here's a sample business letter of request for a defective product that I found on the internet. Okay, so they have their heading, which is their their return address. This one's written in Florida with the date. They're writing to The Sky's the Limit, Karen Nelson, who's a customer relations coordinator. Now, you're not always going to know who you're writing to, so I'll show you what to do if you don't know who you're writing to. Here's their salutation. And this person, Kevin Chang, is writing about their super whiz-bang zoomer made by the company. He gave it to his brother, and it broke. Something's wrong with the piece. The store I bought it didn't have any left. They tried to give him a refund, but his brother really wants another whiz-bang zoomer. So it talks about the facts. In the next paragraph is your request. So I am sending you the original store receipt along with the broken pieces. Please send us another whiz-bang zoomer along with a check to cover postage. And in the last paragraphs, this is the most important sentence of any business letter. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay, so when you're asking for something, don't ask for the moon. Ask for something reasonable. This person bought a super whiz-bang zoomer. It was broken. They just want another whiz-bang zoomer. They don't want $1 million. They don't want free whiz-bang zoomers for the rest of their life. All they want is something to replace the one that was broken. And then you would use sincerely, and then his full name is on the bottom, and you would sign it. So in a business letter, we're looking for a few things. After every line, you have to skip a space, just like in a friendly letter, by pressing enter. Okay, in the first paragraph here, Kevin explained why he was writing this letter. Okay. In this one, you would also ask questions, if you had any. And then in the second paragraph here, describe what you would like to receive and when. So that Kevin says he wants a whiz-bang zoomer. And he didn't say right away, but he says, please send us another package. Okay? And then you thank them. Always thank people in a business letter. You want to be taken seriously, so you have to act serious as well. I'm going to show you a real-life example. I'm going to be writing to the Apple Store. So my return address, I'm going to use the school address with my postal code and city and province. And then I'm going to put the date right underneath. I don't put a space, I put today's date. Then I enter, and I'm going to write the name of the company, which is Apple. If you were writing to Walmart, you would put Walmart. If you were writing to Canadian Tire, if you were writing to Staples, whoever you're writing to, you have to put their full company name. And then I looked up the Apple address at Southgate Mall, so that is actually their address with their city postal code. All right, then I skip line. Now, I don't know who I'm writing to at Apple. I don't have a specific name. So in that case, I would use to whom it may concern with a colon. And that whoever opens this letter and reads it, they would direct it to whoever it concerns. Okay, to whoever will help me with the problem. In my first paragraph, I describe my problem. I'm writing to you about the new battery you installed in my iPhone 6s last week. I was extremely pleased that I would be able to use my phone for longer without having to plug it in all the time. The sales technician assured me that my phone would last at least an entire workday with regular use before I would have to charge it. To my surprise, after just 30 minutes of use, the phone turned itself off and the red battery symbol came on indicating that I would need to plug it in. Unfortunately, I was on a very important call at that time and was unable to reconnect until much later. This scenario has happened numerous times since I received this new battery. So in this paragraph, I'm telling them the facts about what happened. They gave me a new battery. I was happy about it. The sales guy promised me something, and then this happened to me. Just stating the facts all about this battery. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about this battery. And I'm expanding or detailing what happened to it. Okay, I'm not just saying you gave me a battery, it doesn't work, give me a new one. I'm explaining my situation. In my next paragraph, this is where I make my request. I am requesting that you replace this defective battery, defective means broken, and install another brand new one free of charge. I will be awaiting a telephone call from you as to when I can bring my phone in so that you may fix this problem. So this is what you're asking for. I'm not asking for $1 million. I'm not asking for a new iPhone. All I want is a new battery for free to replace the one that was broken. I also want them to phone me so that I can make an appointment to bring the battery in. And then, very important, last sentence, thank you for your attention to this matter. Always thank the company that you're writing to so they know you're serious. Sincerely, and then I enter 4 times, and I type my name, and in this blank spot, you would sign your full name, your signature in this blank spot. Okay, you're going to give it a shot. So, your assignment is to go to Google Classroom and look for the assignment called Practicing Business Letters. Decide on a company you're going to write to. For this letter, you are going to request something from them because of a defective product. So maybe you bought some slime from the slime company and it was just water. Maybe you bought some bacon from a store and it was just all fat. Maybe you bought a yo-yo from a certain company and the yo-yo broke, the string broke. Okay, so I want you to think of the company that you're going to write to. Now, if you are going to write to Walmart and you bought something from Walmart, you can write to Walmart and ask them for a refund, or you can write to the company that makes the product you bought from Walmart and ask them for a refund, much like the example about Kevin and his whiz-bang zoomer. You're going to type in your return address, including the postal code. That's your address. And you're going to type in the current date. Okay, if you're writing to, let's say, Lego, you need to find their company address, and you just look it up online. Lego company address, press enter. Something should pop up. Okay, if you don't know who you're writing to, and typically we don't when it's a company, you would write to whom it may concern. Explain why you are writing, giving specific details. Keep it straightforward and focus on the facts. So it's like a letter of complaint, except you're going to be very serious about it, and you're not going to make statements that aren't true. You're just telling your side of the story. And then you're going to type your closing and your signature.